Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel for this third video. I hope you're going to enjoy it, and today we'll be talking about the oral exam. Hello everyone, today we'll be talking about the oral exam, and for many of you an oral exam is a synonym with catastrophe. But don't worry, I'm going to give you a few advice in order for you to get better, to have a good grade and to be the first in your oral exam. There are different types of oral exam. It can be related to your school, university, but also for a job. Many people will have to make oral presentation for their job. From the experience I received and I acquired as a teacher, I saw that the mood of the teacher is something really important to you. So try not to get the teacher too moody to get a good grade. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. For the whole video, we're going to take a subject, a topic, which is going to be the power in the United States, and we're going to see how we can treat this subject such as you would do in an oral exam. The first main point is preparation. Preparation is very important, especially when you have to do an oral exam. You have to get everything ready for your presentation. So don't forget to use the outlines. Try to have two main outlines, number 1 and number 2. And mainly a key question. So you will have to organize yourself with an introduction, a first part, a second part, and a conclusion. Don't forget that in the conclusion you have to answer your key question. So let's take an example related to the power in the United States. Let's have a key question, maybe how does the United States deal with gun control? First part, political power over gun control, and a second part, social movements. You're going to try to answer this question in the conclusion, of course. Don't forget, the main important part is for you to link what you're going to say with the documents that you have to talk about. Here, we're going to have two documents. First, a picture, a caricature, and second, another picture. So we have to analyze those two pictures related to the main topic. Before I get to the presentation, time is your enemy or it can be your best friend. Don't forget that if you are asked to talk for 5 minutes, it's only 5 minutes, not less, not more. Second part, presentation. Please do not learn by heart. It is a mistake. Instead of learning by heart, try to use some other qualities. Try to be smiley, enthusiastic, try to use your hand. You have one hand, two hands. So use it in order to embrace your audience, or in this case, the teacher. Try to make eye contact. It's very important to create a kind of relationship between your teacher. Not in a wrong way, of course. And also try to use a vocabulary that is adapted to the topic, in this case, power. Oh, and another trick or tip, use linking words. It's very useful. They can be very helpful. If you have to link two sentences, you do not know what to say, use a linking word. For example, you're talking about these two pictures. Furthermore, on this picture, we can see that this is the representation of gun violence in the United States. Nevertheless, however, blah blah blah. By using furthermore, I added a new sentence to my development, and by saying however or nevertheless, I put in contrast two sentences. So that can be very useful. Third part, question time. I think this is the hardest part, isn't it? Like, you have to be spontaneous, being natural, but being spontaneous even in your native language is something difficult. The best tip for you is to get ready before. Try to think of some questions that the teacher might ask you during the presentation, during the conversation. And you can check online. There are many different links that allow you to see different questions that teachers are supposed to ask you. Don't forget, even if the teacher asks you questions, is not leading the conversation, you are leading the conversation. So you can drive him towards what you know and what you want to talk about. Let's make an example. Imagine the teacher asks you, do you know any lobby in the United States that have a control over guns? You don't know the answer. The best thing to do is to be honest. No, I don't know, but I've seen recently many protests, many movements against mass shootings in the United States, blah, 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 blah. And then just by answering something you know, you drive the conversation towards something you can talk about. So what is it to remember from today's video? First thing, please guys, try to be original. When you're a teacher and you have to examine all of the students that are doing the same thing, it becomes very boring. So try to add a bit of fun, you know, English is a fun language, so try to add your fun, hobbies, interests, passion, whatever, but add some personal experiences to your presentation. That would be perfect. Second thing to remember, be organized. It's important for you to have a well-developed outline to have an introduction and a conclusion and of course a key question. Last thing to remember, watch the time. Time is so important, so don't forget to have a watch, a phone, a timer, whatever, but check the time. Oh, and let us know in the comments if you have ever experienced something really traumatic during an oral exam.